Hello everyone, and welcome back to Pillars of Eternity. I'm Stu, the Frugal Video Gamer. Honestly, I should probably just change it to Miserly Gamer. But yeah, I did a little legwork and found out that, oh, that one check does not exactly do much. So I'm kind of kicking myself for... Okay, the trial. The room below is animated amidst a heated debate. All the representative groups are easily discerned in the crowd. Crucible Knights, stiff in their noisy armor, sit in one section. In another are well-dressed members of House Dominel, casual, watching with predators' interests. Still elsewhere are the ramshackle dozens, who have made no special effort to dress up for their liege lord. Interspersed are animancers in their economics robes, with expressions either sour or concerned.
Well then, answer me this, Master Barash. If you Animancers represent our best hope to cure the legacy, what progress can you demonstrate?
Ramir de Barask is originally from Palminia. He's one of the finest minds in Animancy to come out of the Valiant Republics. He left for Defiance Bay 5 years ago, because he believed this was the true heart of Animancy research.
Proud to have a member of their nation be a foremost researcher, but frustrated that he left the Valiant Republics, I'm sure.
As I've said, it isn't about progress, it's about potential.
My house would agree, Your Grace. We see great potential in its future.
And I suppose your blazing profits during the legacy don't have nothing to do with that, do they, Dominel? You can't have it both ways no more! Animancy goes, or this country goes!
So you admit, Master Barask, that Animancy is no closer to stopping the legacy than it ever was.
No, we've had many promising experiments. Cadman Azo has shown...
Cadman Azo murdered a child. For a complete failure. We should be hanging him right now for what he done. The dozens won't stand for it.
The experiment failed, yes, but his work...
His work was sabotaged.
Our new delegate from the Knights of the Crucible. What makes you say sabotage?
I met a false patient in Brackenbury Sanitarium who had tampered with Azo's machinery.
The fuck's that even matter? These are people who would toy with the lives of our children.
Indeed. Even assuming there was sabotage, is this Animancer Azo not still accountable here?
This is not the Bale Reach incident. This is a responsible scientist who was manipulated. How can you call him responsible? You saw the state of the sanitarium.
Horseshit. These Animancers can't be trusted. Look at what happened in Heritage Hill. Our supposed protectors from Crucible Keep can't even clean up the messes Animancy leaves.
Your Grace, we'd have a much easier time of it if our knights weren't so occupied trying to keep their organization from igniting a revolution on our very doorstep.
Heritage Hill is blood on your hands, Justicia. You turn a blind eye and look what happens.
The Crucible Knights are blameless here. This was not the workings of Animancy, but an ancient device in Tir Nuneth.
You've some strange taste in travels, friend. The height of your tales expands with every breath.
My word is my oath. I challenge anyone here to find someone who knows different.
I had heard whispers of a new delegate set to attend today's hearing. I admit that your candor was mentioned more than once. Tell us what you saw in Heritage Hill.
Tir Nuneth houses an Engweathan machine that holds dominion over the flow of souls. It was this machine that made the district undead.
Even if it is as you say, we have testimony that a group of Animancers had been spending time there. Surely their tinkering had something to do with this.
I have reason to believe there were others at the tower who might have done this.
Animancy has many enemies. You need only look around this room to see it.
You're missing the point. Everywhere there's Animancers, there's disaster. We all know what Widewind's legacy's really about. And it ain't about some sparkling saint from Creed Ceres who's mad because he took a stroll down the wrong bridge.
I'm not sure why Creed Ceres is considered an insult. Unless it's a reference to the band, I know that they kind of get shit on every now and then. Ha! Wrong bridge indeed.
It's about a bunch of so-called intellectuals fucking with the natural order, while the rest of us gotta suffer for it.
Is it, though? Should we not take the time to reach a clear conclusion? I mean, what proof do we have?
God, her voice just... It reminds me of Azula from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
My son and daughter are buried beneath the floor of my house. We don't own no land, so that's where we lay them. My son. My wife let him slip when she was bathing him. Got water in his lungs, he couldn't cough up. My daughter? We put her to bed one night, and the next morning she wasn't breathing. This Hollowborn thing, it ain't ending. And it ain't ending because we still let these charlatans play God. There's your proof, you damn copper fucker!
Enough, Adric. Lady Dominel makes a point. If it's Animancy, then why do the other states that permit the practice not suffer the same fate? Who among us can say he truly understands why the legacy has taken hold here?
I can. Bring order to the chaos here. Oh, funny enough, I can. Right idea, Watcher. Taking this hearing by the curly ones. Don't waste your chance. Widewind's legacy is the creation of the Leaden Key. Caedmon Azo's downfall was their work, as was the tower in Heritage Hill. They want you to do this. They want Animancy to fall. I have seen them in the ruins of Ire Glanthath, operating machines that disrupt and redirect the flow of souls near towns like Gilded Vale and Deerford, where the legacy is universal. As a watcher, I have heard their dead confess their plot. They are stealing the souls of the unborn.
Beasts. Another lunatic at the hearing. Did you remember to lock your sanitarium before you left, Master Barask?
You shame your order by dismissing the truth before hearing it, madam. I expected better from a Knight of the Crucible.
You must know, friend, that the Leaden Key is a mantle for small-time ruffians and children at play. I'm not saying you're a liar. Not yet. But you'd better start making sense of all this. Help us believe you.
If you know anything about me, you know this. I have been called many things, but never a liar. An honest witness is the best piece of evidence you have in this matter.
The only piece of evidence.
The only piece of evidence that doesn't send your kind to the gallows, you mean?
You've made an unexpected case, friend. I'll say that much. It seems we have a new possibility to consider, at the very least. How was it you came to learn all this?
The Knights of the Crucible were instrumental in aiding my investigation.
I see. I'm impressed the Knights seized such an unlikely opportunity to find an end to all of this. But these hearings are about more than Widewind's legacy, even though that is our most pressing concern. Let's say for the moment that I were to take you at your word that our friends in Brackenbury Sanitarium and their peers bear no responsibility for this curse upon my country. I'm curious. What would you do if you were in my position?
Animancy should be studied in Deerwood. If you don't, someone else will, and they will wield great power over you. I'm thinking that'll kind of impress Pallegina. Because, honestly, part of me wants to go with this one, but that would... I'm worried about playing into the hands of the Leaden Key is the main thing. Yep, I got her approval on that. Animancers serve their own ambitions and their own purses. Giving them this power is like setting a child loose in an armory. I do not trust these Animancers, seeking first after gaining glory. But if they can heal our children, I would not hinder them.
Very well. That is all I wish to hear. Not just from you, but from everyone. Many days we've been at this. It is time we put it to rest. I want to thank the delegations for helping me collect my thoughts. And our new delegate, who has warned us of a new possibility that must be looked into. The time has come to choose a direction for the Deerwood. I am ready to make my pronouncement.
Pardon me, sorry.
Ramir D. Barash, representing the interests of Animancers in Deerwood. Step forward.
Your Grace.
Oh, shit.
occurs to me now that my concerns about Animancy may not outweigh its value.
The Latin key at work. Or Theos at work.
Forgive me, your grace. We will accept no judgment but our own.
What's he doing? No! Avenge the Doom!
No, wait!
God damn it! I completely forgot about that. God damn it.
I've given you every chance to end this pursuit. Shall I end it for you?
You're gonna commit suicide
Another
and...
time. I am already late.
Why did I pass out? The words "shall I end it for you" ring in your ears. You find yourself gasping for breath, struggling to keep your own balance. You drop to a knee and watch as Theos hurries out of the building. The world dims around you, the screams and clashing of weapons fading to silence. All that remains are the words.
Shall I end it for you?
Theo stands at a pulpit high above an assembly of robed onlookers, you among them, clustered around a wide circular pit carved of stone. He addresses a woman bound backward over a large iron wheel overlooking the great stone maw. Many of the woman's fingers and toes are severed, and the bottoms of her feet are charred black. The skin on one side of her face looks like melted candle wax, black and red and seeping, and the angle of her back suggests a spine in ruins. Yet for all that, her expression betrays little of her anguish.
I am already at peace, Grand Inquisitor. Are you?
So be it. If you desire no end, you shall have none. I find you guilty of heresy. May the eternal prison bar your soul from passage, for it is beyond redemption.
He nods to a hooded attendant who begins untying her from the wheel. Okay. You open your eyes to the beamed ceiling of the palace's grand entry hall. The clangs of metal striking metal waft in from outside alongside the cries of the injured as you stagger to your feet. Theos is gone. Kasrigar, we've got to get out of here. Fast. Off to one side you can hear the clinking rustle of chainmail, and you look over to see a wounded guard slumped against the wall. He's trying to say something, seemingly directed at you, but at first it is to Lady Webb. She's the only one. She must be told. She'll know what to do. Please, find her. Tell her everything. Shit. Well, I'm glad I did all of the quests in... I think I did all the quests in Defiance Bay anyhow.
I'm here.
Shit. And I can't help anyone. Huh. I gotta admit that's kind of realistic. Or rather, I mean, it's people that are frustrated, angry, and scared versus the armed guards.
How do you do?
What were you just doing? Aren't you with the dozens? I was. The things I heard at the hearing today, though. I had it all backwards. If it was good enough for the Duke, it was good enough for me. I don't care if an Animancer did kill him. It doesn't mean we gotta hold them all responsible. This isn't what we're supposed to be about.
Yes?
Good on you, buddy. Yeah, I have a feeling Lady Webb is already fully aware of what happened there. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. He attacked here. Well, no offense, but they're not going to be using it. This is... Oh, not the same layout as the... I was thinking this was the same layout as the mansion in Heritage Hill, but not quite. Otherwise, that door would have connected back to the main entry hall. Yep. Murdered. Naturally.
I can do that. That's settled.
Lady Webb lies still in her bed, an ornate cushion propping her back upright. The blood pool beneath the gash in her chest is tacky and nearly dry. A shattered glass rests on the floor beneath her dangling hand. You can feel the faint aura of her fading essence in your ken. You make contact and are immersed in a torrent of sensory input and experience. When it calms, you find yourself in the same room, lying in bed with a glass of brandy in your hand. Through the walls, from the streets outside, comes the sounds of screams and shattering glass and the cacophony of an angry mob. You take a sip and it warms your gullet. Across the room, the door opens behind a patient, steady push. Into the room walks Theos, the floorboards creaking beneath deliberate steps. You wait until the last of the brandy is trickled down your throat before you speak.
I was a fool to think I could tame these people.
You came closer than most.
A fine epitaph.
No worse than any.
She got out-gambited. You are concentrating, focusing with all of your energy. It feels as though you are diving into a stone wall over and over. But it cracks suddenly, unexpectedly, allowing the vaguest wisp of a thought to leak through.
What's in Twin Elms?
Did you pull that from my thoughts?
Oh. Garbage truck outside, I think.
I've had time to practice.
Ah.
He walks over to a small table and raises a half-empty brandy bottle to eye level. He seems to approve of the selection and begins to reach for an empty glass.
I was saving that for someone.
Pity.
He replaces the brandy bottle.
You know this is how it has to be.
His words come freely, absent of all doubt. He draws a long, curved knife from his belt, smeared with fresh blood. With his left hand, he gently pins your sternum as he raises the knife in the other, its point dangling above your heart.
Prove it.
Theos slips the knife between your ribs and pushes it through. Layers of tissue separate with brittle, papery stiffness, and blood wells up around the blade. A pulsive reflex causes you to drop your glass to the floor, and you hear it shatter. With the last of your strength, you take his knife hand in both of yours, a question radiant in your mind. For an instant, to your great surprise, the pathway to his mind is left open to you, unguarded, and the answer comes. Simple, cataclysmic in its reordering of your thoughts. As Lady Webb, you feel as though you have an answer you've reached for all of your life, but in your own mind, her understanding lies just beyond your reach. You look at Theos with the wide eyes of someone seeing for the first time and draw your last breath as a black, velvety darkness descends over you.
Smoke rises above the city walls in billowing plumes that blacken the sky like a storm. Behind the walls, the riots rage on. Known patrons of Animancy are forced into hiding as looters ransack their estates and make off with their possessions. Animancers are torn away from their families and dragged from their homes to be stoned to death in the streets. Word had spread immediately that Duke Avar had been assassinated, and that an Animancer was to blame. The city wasted little time in exacting revenge, and little effort into evaluating guilt. In the center of it all, Brackenberry Sanitarium burned. And down the lane, Hodred House, the last bastion of stability in the Deerwood, had fallen silent. Now safely outside the city gate, your path points eastward to Twin Elms, where Theos is bound, for reasons that remain mysterious as the Leaden Key itself.
But first I'm heading up to Stalwart. What, buddy? As you cross the bridge, Aloth draws up beside you. The fires of Defiance Bay cast a shivering, flickering light across one half of his face. The other is in darkness.
Please stop. I need to tell you something.
Go ahead.
I have not been entirely honest about my motives for traveling with you up to this point. When I finished my training in Adir, I was introduced to an organization. All I knew was that they were opposed to the unchecked spread of Animancy, and that they could guarantee me postings far away from the Seathwood my father and his Earl. At that time, it was enough.
He was an unwitting patsy for the Leaden Key.
In the early years, I thought of them as many things. Hooded men, prudent teachers, the Leaden Key. Their rules were strict, but their guidance was clear. I sincerely believe they wanted to keep Kith from the folly of their own foolish ambitions. I came to the Deerwood a little over a year ago. My orders were to gather information on Animancy in the region. A senior contact met with me every few months to receive my reports and issue new leads. She sent me to Gilded Vale to keep an eye on events surrounding the local lord, but I lost track of her shortly after that. I don't know if she was reassigned, killed, or sacrificed the way you saw. At the time you met me, I'd been on my own for a couple of months.
You knew I was coming.
I couldn't have. I'd been out of contact with my superiors for months. I needed some kind of direction. And after that scrape with the locals, I was ready to get out of town. But then you mentioned the hooded figures in the machine, and I was sure you were on the trail of the Leaden Key. And I was correct in a way. What we found wasn't what I expected. I knew the Leaden Key was trying to stop Animancy, but I didn't realize how far they'd gone. Murder, sabotage, abandoning entire districts to shambling horrors. Now the whole city is up in flames. I'm still not sure about Animancy, but I know I've been following the wrong master. Please, accept my apology, and my service. Let me fight with you to stop Theos.
Well, it does explain why he was so tight-lipped.
And what do you really expect us to do with this too-late confession? Trust you on your word?
With all your supposed extra senses, you let this happen? How like a watcher to miss what's right in front of his eyes because he's too busy nancing in the ether. I still feel kind of attached, even with the betrayal. He's got this way of taking offense that I really like. Tough one. I forgive you, Aloth, but I want you beside me, not behind me. I'm not asking you to trade one master for another.
That would be an honor.
How exactly did you come to join the Leaden Key? As it often is with such follies, I was young and directionless. The Leaden Key promised some of the structure I was lacking, and they offered me a future far removed from service to my father's Earl. Animancy is possibly even more controversial in Adir than it is here. The practice has been outlawed for 600 years, but prohibition is a way of breeding curiosity. The success and relative acceptance that Animancy has found here and in the Valian Republic spurred a renewed interest in the idea. The Leaden Key began recruiting more aggressively, and I was in the final period of my training when one of my instructors reached out to me. As I said, it was a welcome departure from my father's plans, and after seeing a few of my colleagues abandon their studies in magic to pursue Animancy in the Republics, I was convinced that something needed to be done to stop the spread. Yeah, critical focus, because why not? Actually, let's see. Two-handed style plus 15% damage. Well, then again. Yeah, critical focus, because that's one that's nice for everyone involved. Alright, so... Or should I have returned to him... I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if I should have gone back to him before Defiance Bay hit the fan. Or, well, then again, I mean, they... Oh, shit, it just occurred to me. The Crucible Knights had sent a lot of their number north. Or to the Citadel, I believe.
Looks a little healthier than before.
Oh, wait a minute. I lost 3? Huh. Alright.
Farewell.
Ravius.
Cores.
And...
I shall.
There we go. Oh, Crucible Knight. Nice. Okay, Kograk is still there. Good. And let's see. Yeah, I guess Blooded Thug. Why not? Oh boy, that could be awkward. Yeah. One day, 5 hours. Oh boy. Hopefully that doesn't. Hopefully the fall of Defiance Bay doesn't impact that one, because that'd be a little awkward. Oh, hang on.
Say what you want about Dear Woodens, but they haven't met the problem yet they couldn't solve by killing some scapegoats.
Yeah. You fight for people because you see something there that deserves defending. Even more so because someone you trust sees it too. Then you turn around and they do something like this, and the person who made you want to help them is gone. You weren't really fighting for all of them, though. Well, they're doing what they think the gods want of them. It's nice that they mean well, but how can organized murder be their best guess? Although, come to think of it, maybe they're just following Widewind's example. He was purging his own long before Deerwood got the idea. Only he was purging because they weren't Eothasian enough. Never thought I'd find myself missing the hospitality back home. Okay, the Battle of Yenwood Field. Okay, Dominion of the Sleepers. Oh, nice! Only 22 seconds, but... Actually, that might be useful for conversation options. Assemble the army and march to Yenwood Field. Give the order. Yep, let's march. Here's to hoping I'm not biting off way more than I can chew. As you crest a small hill overlooking Yenwood Field, Lord Gathbin's army is a flurry of activity, scurrying to and fro. Even from the distance, you can hear the drums of war beating their steady cadence designed to intimidate their foes while organizing the rank and file into battle formations. Any idea what Gathbin is planning? Sound the horn, Marshal Forwin. It's time to finish this. The Marshal raises a brass horn in the visage of a mighty boar to his lips. For Kedwa! Dozens of bowstrings twang in unison behind you as your archers unleash a hail of arrows at Gathbin's army. The missiles hiss through the air with deadly accuracy, felling scores of enemies. In a bold move, Gathbin points his sword towards your position, giving an unheard order. His infantry, shields raised, charge the field. Your infantry charges headlong into the enemy infantry in the center of the field. The cacophonous sound of metal on metal is nearly deafening as the two forces collide. Fighting is fierce and the screams of the dying numerous. Led by veteran warriors rallied to your cause, the troops fight valiantly and appear to be holding their ground. The battle thus far appears to be a stalemate. Then a group of Adiran battle mages emerges from behind the enemy lines. They begin weaving their hands in unison with practiced precision. Suddenly waves of arcane fire erupt among your troops. The acrid smell of smoke and burning flesh is nearly overwhelming. From the left flank, a unit of Rautai berserkers, clad in plate armor and wielding greatswords, begins to collapse the left side of the line. The ground is thick with the dead as they press their advantage. Meanwhile, elite warrior paladins, dressed in dark armor and carrying sword and shields, drive back and forth behind Gathbin's lines, rallying his warriors and exhorting them to fight harder. As the battle rages, Marshal Forwin looks to you for orders. Study the battlefield. We need to deal with those battle mages. Send. Oh, shit. The knights lock shields and drive forward into wedge formation through the enemy lines. The formation allows them to penetrate the line quickly, but leads to heavy losses. As they reach the battle mages, the formation falls apart. Shit. Damn it. Oh. Damn it. Okay, I've got to see whether... I mean, can I recruit more? Let's see. Okay, so I can't... So I need to marshal more or rally more forces, apparently. Okay, fair enough. I'm gonna reload the save prior to all of this, then. As exciting as that was. And I just loaded the wrong save, I think. Here we are, Ducal... Wait, what? Okay, I did a quick save, that's why. Sorry about this, I'm heading up to the White March right now, as soon as the game loads. I didn't realize that I could recruit more allies.
I'm here.
Really should have figured as much, honestly. Okay. Oh yeah, he has... It's only wizards that don't have access to every spell. The White March. Up to Stalwart Village. I'll go with standard. Because it's my first time... Well... I've done this particular section before, and realized, oh shit, I needed someone else here to be able to pull this off. So I reloaded an earlier save, did the Trial of Animancy in Defiance Bay, and then came back. But this opening...
Set out for Stalwart. The White March rises up in the distance, stretching to the north and south as far as the eye can see. It beckons to you with peaks like broken fingers. The road thins to a
I don't see broken fingers.
And the shadow of the mountains falls across your path. You've barely begun your climb when the darkening sky pummels you with hailstones and turns the ground beneath you to ice. You press on. The air grows thin, and the treacherous mountain passes funnel screeching winds past your ears. A blizzard forces you to make camp for 3 days, huddling for safety while snow piles around your refuge. At last the weather clears, and you approach Stalwart under a crisp blue sky. There's a noise, high and sharp, coming from the village that sounds at first like another frozen gale. But when you top the rise and reach the village's wooden gates, you see what lies beyond them.
And they even have one of the pets with you. Nice touch.
It's Darzier, with a whole pack of them.
We can take these bastards!
Oh boy. Awesome. Okay. Doesn't relative... Oh. Sure. Aeorn I'm willing to part with easily. Let's see, South Curtain Wall. Hedge Maze, Woodland Trails. I guess I'll go with South Curtain Wall since... Ooh, that freaking hurt.
Consider it.
Yeah, I can take... Damn it. I was hoping to be able to save him. Oh yeah, and Haravius's AI is... Yep.
Hi?
Back to how it had been.
Hi?
Which is annoying. Oh, and actually, I can get her back to crowd control, since they are... These are actually susceptible to mind control and other mind impacting things. There we go. Oh, just like that, actually. Come on.
I'm here.
There we go. That was a little, weird. Actually, let's see. Need another 11 dominations with the wand. Oh, shit. Damn. That was quick. There we go.
Makes the grass. Hold your ground. Chew the gristle off your.
Did they just kill each other?
I'd be glad to.
Look out! More of them by the fishery!
Yeah, pretty sure I already took care of that one.
Hey.
Ow.
We need help!
Alright, I dare go for the chanter. Contradiction it is. There we go.
Stand together.
Audra Stone?
Certainly.
That's it!
Ow! That's staying. Okay, it is support then. Oh yeah. Conviction.
I'm here. I'm here.
Here's a lesson.
There we go.
Certainly.
Alright, save.
Yes? Need something? Hi?
And no one has field triage. Figures.